Hello everyone and welcome. This is Clarkson XDev, and today we're going to start the very beginning of a series of videos that will explain or handle in general the successful creation of a project that handles user registration, login system, verification, and uploading of profile pictures and stuffs like that. So in this video we are going to introduce the PHPMyAdmin, our development environment, and some files we're going to use. Now this video will be followed by a series of other videos, and you can find them on this channel under the playlist called PHPMyAdmin. So when you go there, you find the very beginning to the end, so they've been arranged carefully for your viewing pleasure. So now my IDE is Visual Studio Code. You can choose to use Sublime, but I prefer using Visual Studio Code. And my local server, the server I'm using right now, is XAMPP, XAMPPS. So I'm using XAMPP localhost because I don't have the site live yet. So now the best thing about this is that I can actually, I've already created a folder known as Jolly inside my exams folder. So having a folder inside localhost actually not that hard, so we won't go into that now. You can make reference to it in a later video, or you can go online and search for that. So now the very first file we're going to need is called the connection.php file. Now the connection.php file will hold our PHP connection string. So now let's go back to that. Now most people tend to have 5 to 6 lines of connection string, but I just go over with one line. Watch. Variable con, we can declare a variable using the $sign, then write the name of the variable is equals to my SQLi query, and now passing our values: the server name, localhost, the username, root, the password, no password, and finally the database name, Jolly. Of course, a semicolon. So I should put a comment string here so you know what we just passed in, the parameters we just passed in. I have the DB server, username, password, and DB database name. So these are the 4 values needed in order for your project or your application to connect to the database. Now this isn't just the first step that we're going to need our connection. We've got a connection, so our controller users data.php. now this second page, the controller users data.php, it is going to contain all the PHP code you are going to write for this project. Yes, all the PHP code you are going to write for this project will be contained here. All the form validation, when the sign up button is clicked, when the login button is clicked, when the upload button is clicked, every validation is going to happen in this page. That's why it is called controller users data.php. Of course, you can choose to call it whatever you want to call it, but by convention I just call this controller users data.php. And of course, what good is a page if it does not have an index page? So we just quickly go ahead and create our index.php, and we know normally we already know we need our HTML. So now you might be wondering, why didn't we just call it index.html? Simple, because our index.php will also be our index.html if the browser recognizes it as the index page. So the extension doesn't really matter, but the reason why we use .php is because our index page is going to also be our login page or our sign up page, so depending on the one we do first. So but once you open the project, we are not working on the front end, we are working on the back end, so we don't need HTML front page, we just need the PHP, the server side. So okay, now by the time we come to the next video, we are going to actually see where by then we'll have an HTML template already laid out, just demo with basics login template. So then we can start coding the PHP. So I'll stop this introduction video here so we can have a rest and come back to coding. Thank you very much, and see you in the next lecture.